Hi everyone, it's Zorkan. Today we have a problem when we are given a Roman numeral and we need to convert that to an integer. So for example, let's say that we have I and 5, it's in Roman numeral, and in the integer it equals to 4. The same way we are given an example, so we have 3 i's which is equals to 3. So how we're going to solve this problem? The first thing is that we are given as symbols, right? So we have a symbols for the Roman numeral, which is I is equals to 1 and the V is equals to 5 and so on. So we are going to create a hash map where our key is our symbol and or hash table where key is equals our symbol and the value is equals to the value. So for example, I is equals to 1, V is 5 and so on. And let's take this example and work on it. So we have M, let's say C, M, X, I and the V. So what we are going to do, we are going to maintain 3 variables: our current value, our current index, right, our previous numeral, and also the result that we are going to return. So let's start with the V, for example. So the value for the V is equals to what? Equals to 5. So it equals to 5, and we are adding that to our result, which is 5. At each step, what we are going to do, we are going to compare our previous and the current. If our current is less than our previous, then in that case we are going to subtract from our result. Otherwise we are going to add that to our result. So for example, for 5, right, we have added to our result, and our previous for the beginning it's 0, so we are now moving to the next character. Now our next character is 1, our previous becomes 5, right? So now we are comparing, is 1 is more than previous? No, it's less than previous, so it means that this number is actually not 5, so it is 4. This 2 is not 5, it's 4. So we are subtracting from our result minus 1, our current, it becomes 4, and now our previous is 1, right? Now let's go to the next character, which is 10. Okay, 10, so 10 is more than previous, more than 1, so we are just adding that to our result. We are adding 10 here, so it's become 14, and we are moving to the next one, right? Next one is M. M is what? M is 1000, so M is 1000, so we are adding 1000 to our result, right? It's more than the previous, so it now becomes 1014, right? 1014. So now let's go to the, and our previous now is 1000, and now let's go to the next one. Our current now is what? Our current is C, which is 100, right? 100 is less than 1000, right? So what it means? It means that these two characters, they are actually not, it's not 1100, but it's actually 900, right? So minus 100, right? Minus 100, let's move that here. So it equals to what? It's 914, correct? So let's, now our previous becomes C, which is 100, right? And now let's our current, which is 1000, which is 1000. 1000 is more than 100, so which means that we are just adding that to our result. So we are adding that to our result, and our final result is 1914, which we are returning. Okay, first thing that we do here, we are creating a dictionary Roman values where key is our Roman character and the corresponding value for it. So the next one is that, as we have seen earlier, we are creating 2 variables, result and the previous value. So in the result we are storing our final result that we are going to return, and the previous value, that the previous character that we have visited. So we are going over our string and we are taking our current value and we are taking the value of it, right? If our current value is less than our previous value, so what it means? It means that it's actually the two adjacent characters, they form another number, right? So for example, I and V form 4, right? So we are subtracting from our result our current value, and else if it's not, if it's more than that, so it means that as we have seen earlier, we are just adding our current value, and at each step we are setting our previous value to our current value and returning our result. So the time complexity is we are going over our string only once, it's n, And the space complexity is because this value is, we have only 8 characters, so that the space complexity is constant. In Java implementation, first thing that we do, we are creating a map where our key is our character and the integer is the value. And the next one is we are creating 2 variables, our result and the previous value that we have seen in the explanation part. So the next one is we are going over our string and we are taking our current character. If our current character, and we are taking the value of it, and if our current value is less than our previous value, so which means that the 2 adjacent characters, they form another number. So for example, I and V forms 4, right? So we are subtracting that. So first we have added a value of V, which is 5 minus 1, which is the I and V, right? So for example, for this one, let's say for I and the V, so first we have added V, which is 5, and once we move to the I, which is less than 5, so we are subtracting that from the current from our result. And then if it's not, then we are, let's say it's 15, right? So let's say that if it's 15, then in that case we are just adding that number. So if it's more than our previous value, then we are adding our current value to our result, and we are setting our previous result to our current value, and at the end we are returning result. Okay, that's it for today. Hope you like my content. If you like it, please hit the like button and subscribe my channel. See you next time. Bye.